Speaking of the Democrats, so there's a few voices who are talking about what the party should do. But mostly, if you look at blue media and you look at elected officials, it's still mostly denial about what happened and why. There's two big strands. One is it was the economy, it was COVID and inflation, and there was no way she could win. I think I said that on two-way, either here or on the evening show. I think that's ridiculous. If there was no way she could win, she shouldn't have run. But then the other strand is she was, and Al Sharpton is pushing this amongst others. She was told to talk more about the economy, but people in the campaign stopped her from doing it. Again, the buck stops with the candidate. But there's also a strand that says, it's all the cultural issues. It's all about, Latinx and trans, etc. I want to show you a few things that people on the left are saying about why she lost. Heather Cox Richardson. She is the Rachel Maddow of Substack. 104, please. So here's a sentence. Here's the thing Heather Cox Richardson writes. Trump won the election in part by promising everything to everyone, but the actual policies of the MAGA party are unpopular, even with many Republican voters. All right. So closing the border, not unpopular with Republican voters, and not really just popular with MAGA. More energy production, ending the forever wars. That seems to me to be extremely clueless. I say with all due respect. All right, 105, please. This is Frank Bruni, who styles his column today as we Democrats really need to, we need to face reality. We need to not be in denial. Sure, Democrats had an expertly choreographed convention. Yes, Harris had a great debate, no doubt. Trump had a miserable one. And then came his Madison Square Garden debacle. Now, the Trump campaign said immediately after the debate, yes, Trump was baited into responding, but she had a horrible debate, and our data shows it because she didn't talk about what she believed in, and she missed the opportunity, and Trump didn't give her another debate. As for the Madison Square debacle, there were some bad jokes. There were some bad jokes and some crude statements, but anyone who covered it fairly saw it was a triumph for energizing the base and for reaching voters across the country, including some groups that Donald Trump did very well in. Two more quotes. 103, The Atlantic. This one, these all make me laugh, but I find them all illustrative. Atlantic magazine. Okay. There's this notion of there's a lot of tension between the Biden team and the Harris team. Was it Biden's fault? Was it Harris' fault? Biden, I say, would never have let such attack stand. This is about the trans ad that went unresponded to by the Harris campaign. He would have clearly rejected the idea of trans women competing in women's sports. Of course, he never staked out that position in his presidency. I find that funny, but the reporter could actually write 3 sentences like that. So he's being spun by the Biden people saying, well, Biden never would have stood by while he was attacked for the trans position. But of course, when he was president and all this was going on, he did nothing about it. Hilarious to me. Last one, or did we do them all? Last one, Nellie Bowles. And this to me goes to illustrate my argument that the political Achilles heel of Kamala Harris is she does not like to make difficult decisions under pressure, which is the job description of both presidential candidate and president. She was so scared of upsetting her left flank that she refused to endorse Prop 36, a new tough on crime bill in California that passed with over 70% of the vote in California. Every single county in California passed the tough on crime bill that Kamala Harris refused to endorse. She was asked about it repeatedly. She was asked about it right before the election because she'd already voted, so she decided her position, and she still wouldn't say.